If you are in the national capital, Delhi, and the adjoining National Capital Region or NCR, there is no major relief for you. The air you're breathing is still very, very unsafe. This Sunday began with yet another polluted morning. The city's AQI or air quality index slipped back to the poor category at around 270. And several hotspots like Shadipur and RK Puram were choking under very poor air. Officials say a slight improvement in winds helped yesterday, but toxic air continues to linger over Delhi and the National Capital Region. Residents are complaining of eye irritation, constant coughing and breathlessness. And the impact is getting more real with every passing day, especially for children. A 5-year-old boy from Noida had to undergo tonsil and adenoid surgery after chronic breathing issues, which doctors link directly to the region's worsening air quality. So as Delhi-NCR battles toxic smog once again, the questions remain: when does breathing become safe? It's a fundamental right, and who takes responsibility when children start paying the price? We have Padma Shri Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, Chairman of Nephron Clinic, with us on the broadcast now. Padma Shri Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us over here. This is, the only question I have to ask is how long before it's too late? Because, they say if it's a week or 10 days or 2 weeks or, maximum a month, the effects are reversible. But beyond that, especially for children and the elderly, the effects don't become reversible anymore.
Good evening. I think this is a complete man-made catastrophe. It's a lack of governance from many states. It's not just one political party. Be it the road dust, be it the vehicular emissions, be it the parali burning of the farm fires, be it the industrial toxins, be it the open dhallaus and the abysmal waste management in Delhi, or indeed the climatic changes which are taking place. So let me put some statistics in front of everyone so that we know what parameters we are dealing with. We are losing more than 3 million Indians every year directly because of air pollution and the various components of it. In COVID, for example, in 4 years, we lost close to around 6 lakh to 7 lakh innocent Indians. This is 25 times worse every year, and this is a silent killer. That's the comparison I'm trying to draw out so that we know the real impact, short-term, mid-term, and long-term. We are losing approximately 10 years of our adult life by staying a couple of seasons of winter in Delhi. Every 10 microgram increase in PM 2.5, which is the most celebrated rascal of the co-pollutants, we are at 200% increased risk of a heart attack or a stroke. These pollutants, which include PM 2.5, PM1, which is the ultrafine particles, PM10, and so on, including volatile organic compounds, including hydrofluorocarbons, various carcinogens, gases like methane, and micro nanoparticles of plastic, which no one is talking about, but a major contribution towards our deterioration of health, are causing an immediate impact on everyone. Let me begin right from pregnancy. When a pregnant mother, even 1 year before conception, I'm repeating, even 1 year before conception, is exposed to these, the fetus inside is directly at higher risk of cerebral, that means brain malformations, congenital heart defects, bone disorders, absent limbs, absent kidneys, decreased immune function, higher risk of stillbirths, prematurity, low birth weight, and risk to the newborn after birth, up to a period of 5 years. 29% increase in under 5 years of risk of asthma. We know that this is involving the brain, the heart, the lungs, kidneys, cancers of almost 8 different organs, bone growth, decreased cognitive skills, lack of school performance, decreased memory, handwriting disturbances, sleep disturbances, apnea, which is snoring during breathing, causing effects on obesity, diabetes mellitus, metabolic disturbances, and so on. Now, Every 22 units of AQI which increases beyond the WHO limit is equal to smoking one cigarette. That means without actually touching a cigarette, Delhiites are consuming more than 30 to 40 cigarettes every day over a period of these winter months of 4 to 5 months. It is equivalent to smoking 7,000 to 8,000 cigarettes every season without touching a cigarette. It is obviously going to cause effect. It is already causing an effect. Why are children more vulnerable? Children are more vulnerable because their respiratory system is still not fully developed. The immune system is not fully developed. Children, especially infants, breathe double the rate as adults in terms of respiratory rate. That means they breathe in twice the number of toxins as adults. They are exposed in early morning when the school is opening. They are exposed to the cold winter morning when the fog and the relative humidity is the most. That means जो ओस पड़ती है, the relative humidity predisposes children to even further damage. The relative humidity decreases the counting of PM 2.5. That means it's a false negative counting by 20%. That means we are underestimating geographically 20% of the value. That means if the value is 500, please add another 20% to the AQI. Going forward, this is going to cause a long-term damage to not this generation, but many generations. We need a collective effort. I've said this on various platforms and on many occasions over many years. We need a separate ministry to combat air pollution, which is led, of course, by a very, very good, powerful minister, but advised by a team of experts, which include environmentalists, climate experts, doctors, and scientists. We need a roadmap for the next 5 years, 10 years. We cannot wash this away within a year. But we need strict laws. We need even stricter penalties of people who are defaulting. All polluters must be punished. We have to protect our green. We have to protect our green cover, our climate. This is the only thing we owe and we are going to give to the next generation. Over to you.
Yeah, next generation is what we're talking about. We're showing how the fact that the newborns or even those who were before birth, the newborns get affected because through the maternal bloodstream because the mother breathes it and then it's passed on to the harmful effects are passed on to the newborns, so they're born, with that pollution inside them. That's absolutely tragic. But, before we go any further, if I can quickly ask you, what can people do? What can those watching this broadcast do? How can you, you cannot wish it away. This is not going away in 1 year. This is not going away in 2 years. This is not going away this season to start with. We still have a good 2 months to 2 to 3 months of this. What can the people do to reduce or, to restrict the harmful effects? What are the best solutions in terms of, in terms of what they should eat, drink, and more importantly, how they can protect themselves?
So at two parts, I'll answer this question. One is an individual part. In the peak, that is early morning and very late at night, try your exposure to the polluted atmosphere as minimal as possible. So open air get-togethers, open air parties, farm parties, bonfires and things like that are a big no-no. Wear a mask, which should at least be an N95 mask, which is well-fitting in case you're going out during the pollution time. Keep a watch on the AQI. For people who are vulnerable, that is children, elderly, people with comorbidities like asthma, COPD, hypertension, diabetes, obesity need to be extra careful. Your diet must be balanced. It must be a good diet. Don't take excess fatty food, fried food, which is actually going to make you more sluggish. Avoid triggers, that is smoking or alcohol or sedentary lifestyle. Try to walk a bit at home. Keep yourself active, at least mentally and physically. At a government level, I would request them to call all the adjoining states, have a joint meeting. There should be a white paper release. Keep timelines to your results which you need. It should be performance driven. We need results. We need clean air. That's the only way we can breathe. That's the only way we can live.
That is the only way we can live. That's the only way that is possible. But tell us, Doctor, going forward, what would be, we keep discussing this year after year, and we all know even at this stage that it's not going away anytime soon. But what is the fastest ways of getting there? And more importantly, one is long-term solutions, of course, neighboring states and the stubble burning, which will be are really long-term in terms of solutions. But say, for example, How can we ensure that, this time next year, the pollution is at least reduced by half?
Yeah, so I think we need a swift, cohesive action. We can't be working in silos amongst different states. If India can get over and fight COVID much better than the rest of the world, there is no reason why this government cannot deliver to give clean air. I have full faith in them, and I'm sure it can be done. We need to change the way we've been looking at things in terms of our local hygiene, environmental hygiene, community hygiene. We can't live like in 60s and 70s and 80s. Open halals in Delhi, waste management systems must improve, must change, and ASAP. We can't have these toxic fumes outside people's homes. Point number two, the way the roads are cleaned and dusted by brooms, that is passe. It is so old that even Jurassic Park will laugh at us. We are just redistributing the dust from one end of the road to the other side. We need proper cleaning mechanisms. It is much better to invest in technology to maintain our environment than to lose 7 lakh crores as a health damage every year. It's just simple mathematics to understand that it's cheaper to maintain good health than to fight disease, complications, disability, and death. Point number three, we need digital tracking as far as the traffic is concerned. Most Western cities which are overpopulated are doing that so that we can have better traffic management. We need stricter emission laws and punishable by stringent means to all people who are polluting. All thermal plants and industries have to move out of Delhi. Parali burning of the crops has to stop, irrespective of what state. And I think we need to keep timelines to deliver. I'm absolutely sure that if we have good scientists and doctors putting our heads together, this can be achieved. It won't happen this year. It will happen partially next year, but keep a 5-year game plan and we will be much, much better off in a few years to come.
5-year game plan, but as we speak, we're just seeing a social media post from Kiran Bedi as well. She's asking how many ministers, honorable ministers, are working in NCR with or without air purifiers. How many of them are suffering chest congestion, cough with a stuffy or running nose? We wish them all good health, but is it not their sacred duty to protect their people before they protect themselves? And that really, in a nutshell, is the issue, isn't it? Where there are people who have been asking for, especially the people of Delhi. It's an election issue here in Delhi, election after election, isn't it, Doctor?
Yeah, just a quick word. It's important to highlight. We keep talking of PM 2.5. It's the celebrated troublemaker for us. But there are lots of other co-pollutants like methane, volatile organic compounds, carcinogens, gases, and micro-nanoplastic. Micro-nanoplastic is maintained in the ecosystem and environment for years, more than 100 years once it is thrown. It's single-use plastic, straws, plastic bottles, and so on. This ferments in UV light and sunlight and degrades into what we call as micro-nanoplastic. It's inhaled or ingested. It enters into the bloodstream. Number one cause of infertility, heart attacks, dementia, strokes, arrhythmias, and bone, pancreatic, lung, and breast cancers. This is something which we need to address. That's why we need a comprehensive plan. We can't do it piecemeal. All these solutions of sprinkling water on the roads is like putting a simple band-aid and the gangrene is lying elsewhere. We need to approach this in a scientific manner, give ourselves targets. In the next 6 months, this is what we need to achieve. Next 6 months, this is what we need to achieve. Take this as an exam. If you prepare well for the exam, your syllabus is known, you'll crack the exam. If you go blind, you'll fail this exam.
You can't go blind into this at all, otherwise it's a failure, and a failure for all of us. Padma Shri Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, Chairman of Nephron Clinic, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on News 9.